Sorry guys, so there's a comment I wanted to answer, but I don't know where it went. These things come in here so fast, it's really hard to keep up with everybody. Susan, turn on my disco lights. I used to have a little light that turned around in here. It's not set up, it's in a box in the back. I want to strap it to the side here so I can just hit one of my switches here and then all the little disco lights turn on. Ralph says, I cannot get an answer. Ralph, sorry man, I'm missing questions left, right, and center. Let me scroll back and see if I can find one from Ralph here recently without scrolling back forever. I know you guys, it's super hard being a one-man person. I can't answer everybody, so please don't get offended if I miss you guys. Sometimes I just grab a question and I just roll with it. Sorry Ralph, I'm scrolling here. I can't see your message. Oh, here it is, Ralph. Chrome, I have been watching you for some time. I sold my house of 28 years. My adventure starts on Monday. Thanks. I hope to meet you someday and buy you a beer. Ralph, if that's the question, sorry, Ralph, there's no answer to that one, but I'll take a beer from you anytime. I can't see another one from you, Ralph. Sorry, buddy. Hard Docs, I wonder how many people are in the chat. Right now we have 530 people watching live right now. And I know a very few amount of those people watching live ever comment. It's a small amount of my audience that makes comments. Like even on my regular videos, only 1% of my audience comments. That's it. The comments only represent a very small amount. Any plans in the future to come back to Nova Scotia? As of right now, no plans at all to come back out that far, not for a while. Eileen, welcome to the chat. I'm a new Patreon subscriber. Yeah, guys, so if you ever see anybody that's got that little box beside their name, and the little box there with the little logo that says, "What's up, weirdos?" Those are my YouTube membership supporters. So that's what, like, it's pretty cool that the YouTube offers a little recognition that way, that they're an actual supporter of the channel, which is pretty cool. Benevolent, I'm just going to go with that. Have I ever seen the Tiger King show? I started to watch that the other day. I watched the very first episode and then I didn't watch anymore. Crazy. There's some, like, we don't have that stuff in Canada. Crazy to see how insane those things are. Like how many wild cats and stuff like that are in the US. That's insane. That's nuts. I am AJ. I can slow down the chat if it's too fast. Yeah, but the problem, AJ, with that is then I'd still be way back, and like I'd be answering questions from people that aren't even in the live stream anymore. Things just fly by way too fast. Because if I do that, then I miss super chats. So I always just keep refreshing it and grabbing every new one. Because yeah, you don't want to miss the super chats and stuff as well either. So I know I miss a lot of them. That's why sometimes if there's some really good questions in my live streams, I always go back and read my entire chat after the live stream is there, and then I make down a list of good questions, and then sometimes I'll make videos about those questions, or I'll just do a Q&A video that recaps all the great ones that have, like what I consider a great question is something that I don't answer on my channel all the time. The reader, thanks for the dancing. Is that a lemon? Thanks for the dancing lemon sticker. Super cool of you. Appreciate that. Southern Griddler outdoors. It's hard to comment while driving. Yeah, don't comment and drive. Not a good idea. Singe Death, one of my supporters here on YouTube memberships. Here's a beer. Hope you keep it up. I ain't stopping. Thank you so much for the super chat. That was super rad of you. Yeah, man, I'm not stopping. This whole YouTube stuff it's really, guys, a lot of fun. I don't know what my life would be like otherwise. Andrew Hunt, thanks for the super chat, Andrew. Tracy Marie asks, are you going to make a video of your supply / stock up for the Corona thing? No. Where is it? Where to go? No, I won't be making one of those because my van is ready at all times. So if you don't live in a van right now, once you live in a van, you'll understand that your van is always stocked. So I didn't need to stock anything different for this whole coronavirus thing because I just grabbed groceries and off I went. It was just a regular day for me. So I didn't grab anything extra. I didn't grab anything new. I didn't overstock on certain things because whatever, I can only fit so much in my van, and right now I probably have enough food in my van to last me a month, you know, minus fresh veggies. But if shit went sideways, I got tons of canned food in here. I'd be good to go. Von Loppy, thanks for doing what you do. Thank you for the super chat, Von Loppy. Super rad. Weirdos Unite, thank you so much for the super chat. One weirdo in a van to another weirdo. Like the name of your channel, by the way. Just so you know, I own copyrights to Weirdos Unite. Just saying. Chrome, you don't feel lonely living in a van. Philip, no, I never feel lonely living in a van. And I think loneliness comes from right here. I think if you don't truly know who you are, then you seek other people's companionship and attention and like kind words and love in order to make you feel complete. I think that whole loneliness thing, once somebody gets in the van and really truly honestly spends some time with just them, you'll learn to love yourself. You'll learn that the whole loneliness thing is nothing. You'll learn that that lonely feeling is more boredom. You need to find a hobby to go fill up your time. So I never feel lonely, but I've been traveling a lot slower lately, so the boredom with the places that I'm at does settle in. So, but that's why I've got my hobbies. So besides making YouTube videos, I've got my DJ equipment, so I can just sit down and make a DJ mix, and that fills hours of my night of personal entertainment and fulfills me creatively. So no, I've never ever felt lonely in a van. Dan in a can says he argues with himself all the time. Dan, that's when you have a bad relationship with you, when you have an argument with yourself. Super funny. Grumpy old Van, thanks for the $2 super chat for Lysol and baby wipes. Super cool. Ocean ABC, am I going to go 4x4? No. No. I mean, like, I would dream to own a 4x4 van, but it definitely will not be this one, for the reason that this van has a lot of underlying rust, and I know I probably got a good 5 years left out of this van before it's going to be time to upgrade to a bigger, more rugged, rust-free, low-kilometer home. And at that point, I think I might entertain the whole 4-wheel drive option, but as of right now, definitely not. My van does me just fine. I'm not that outdoorsy adventurous yet, as much as I would love to have one. But Reverend RV, how do I think a traveling evangelist would do in van life? I think that's the same as any other lifestyle. Doesn't matter what you do. Like, I don't know. It depends on how social you are, sir. Or is that a map? Hold on, where are we going here? I lost it. Damn it! Ali subs, what's my name? My name is Chrome. Chrome, Chrome. Last name, Valdez. How's that for thorough? Chrome Valdez. Can you show us the van? I should say thousands. I have 750 videos on my channel of my van. There's lots of it. There's my van. See? There you go. Thor, you should do a podcast. I've thought about a podcast. If I was more social and I always had other people to interview, I would definitely entertain the thought of doing a podcast. I'm no stranger to doing stuff like that, because I was in the radio industry for 2 years, so I know what it's like to put together a full-blown radio show. I know what it's like to talk and do it.
109.9, the edge.
But I just don't want to be a solo person on a podcast. I think podcasts are way better when you have interaction from other people. But I'm definitely not around enough people all the time to always continue to have van-oriented guests on there. Grumpy old Van, do you have beer tonight? Yes. Yes, I do. In my cooler. That I did stock up on. I did go the extra bit and stock up on not toilet paper, beer, because that's a necessity. Michael Whalen, you could call it Chrome and Cruise. Dan in a can, yep, I've had no problems finding toilet paper here. Outside of like in a bigger town, different story. Small towns, no problem at all. Sweet as wine, am I single? Absolutely, yes I am. I've been single now for, I don't even know, 12, 13, 14, 15, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Over 8 years now. Woo, single life is so good. So good. Yeah, I've been single for quite a while now. Quick Williams, thanks for the super chat. Amy Joe, what about water? No problems getting water. I topped up my water. I got filtered water from the grocery store here the other day. It cost me $4 to fill up 2 27-liter jugs. But yeah, no problem. Plus, there's a business right across the street from me here with a hose on the outside. I find businesses like that all over the place. But when I do have access to getting filtered water, I don't mind paying the $4 or $5 to get filtered water, because then at least I know the water tastes good. Because I don't know what the water tastes like in this town, you know what I mean? But I have no problem paying for water, and I'll probably pay for water more than I get free water, unless I'm in Vancouver or unless I'm in a town for a while that I know has good tasting water. Rose B, do I use a gimbal? No, I do not use a gimbal. I do have a gimbal, but I don't use it. I don't like to use it. I prefer just to grab my tripod. It's just an all-metal tripod. These links are in my Amazon links. And I just prop my phone in here. This is what I use. This is my run and gun setup right here. Yeah. This is it. That's all I use. I don't like using gimbals because grabbing my camera is just... And I've gone down to an art to get a semi-decent shot. And the key to getting a decent shot is 2 hands on the camera. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's arms right out, or keeping it super close to the body to get that super smooth shot. Because the more you get it out, the more movement you got from your arms. But sometimes just keep it super close. Like I've done them when it's like this close to my face, just to keep it smooth. But no, I don't use a gimbal. But this little tripod works out great. You pull the little legs down, twist the base, you can prop it down if you want. I don't know, it's really good. I like this one. I've been using this tripod now for probably about 1.5 years, and I really, really, really like it. And it's all metal. Like everything is metal, like solid. They're not cheap though. I think these are like $65, $20 for the little head on it. So about $100 to get you going. That's US on that. But I don't know, I really like it. It's a bit heavy, but I like the heaviness of it. It feels rugged, you know? Like there's a lot of tripods I've bought over the few years on my channel where they just didn't feel good. Nomadic Bike, you have your GoPro took though. Took though. Sound Vietnamese. You have your GoPro took though. Yeah, I do have my GoPro. I use that for some of my driving shots, and if I ever need to prop my camera up somewhere. But I do have a GoPro as well too. I don't use that for my face-to-face stuff. I use my iPhone for that. I don't know, the iPhone just seems to capture a good shot. I have a real camera. It's in the bag up there though. But I do have a Canon 80D that I don't use. I bought it from a subscriber of mine for $750, thinking that was going to be my run and gun vlog camera. Turns out, it's a pain in the ass to use. It's easier just to throw your cell phone up, it gathers a damn good shot, and it's ready to go. And I find the days that I have used the 80D, that I'm like, oh, I see something, I want to grab the camera, and I got to turn it on, and I got to adjust the settings, the ISO, and before you know it, the shot's gone. Where the cell phone is like, bang, right now, you just got the shot. When am I going to get a drone? Debbie, Christmas is coming. I would appreciate if you send me one. Just kidding, Debbie. Yeah, I'm not in the market to spend $500 on a drone right now, or $1,200 on a proper drone. I'm not in the market for that right now. Earl has the new lift in the van. It has been pretty damn awesome. It's been really, really good. The van looks good, it feels good, and it has a bit more of a rugged stance to it. It's been pretty amazing to have. I sure am glad I did it. That's for sure. You guys are awesome. Watching you guys chat amongst each other. Bye, Barbara. I'll be back later helping my dad. See you in a little while. See you later, Barbara. Thanks for coming by the chat. I'm scrolling backwards in the comments at this point. Looking forward to my travels up north. Hey, Ninth Element, how you doing? I met Ninth Element at my van gathering in Vancouver. She came all the way up here to see us. It's hard sometimes when people come up to those gatherings from out of town and they're so excited to come here. She was so excited on camera. It was super cute. But it's hard when those people come and then I don't get the chance to hang out with them and then they all leave and I feel like I didn't, you know, I get sometimes in my meetups, I feel bad because, you know, she came up and then the Donna Vanlife came up and I really didn't get the chance to talk to her because she came up super late and then she was gone right away and I was like, oh, wish everybody would just stick around for a week and we could all just hang out. Chrome, have you received a knock on your van door from the police lately? No, not at all. I've never had a knock on my van. Never. I've had friends come knock on the van, but that's it. I've never once had anybody knock on the van for anything other saying, "What's up, Chrome? How you doing, buddy?" Never once. And like, if you look at it, that's over 2.5 years of van life. Never once been asked to leave somewhere. Never once had a knock on the van. Never once had a note on my door saying I can't park here. Never, nothing. Never. I think that just all comes from common sense. You know what I mean? Use your smarts when you park somewhere. Good question, Captain Narkill. Dude, what other van would you get after this one? It's gonna shock you. Are you guys ready? My next van, and I've been thinking this for over a year now, my next van will be another Ford Econoline. Yep. It'll be another Ford Econoline with like barely any kilometers on it. Maybe I'll buy the brand new Ford Econoline Cutaways. They make these vans just not with a box on the back. They make them with a cutaway. So it's just a flat deck meant to put a flat deck truck on the back or something like that. But they do make aftermarket van backs for them. I've seen like Sportsmobile does them. But if I do build another one, chances are it'll probably be another Econoline. Why? Because they just fit on the trail and they make damn good four-wheel drives. I know I could buy the Transits, but so far I hear they're coming out with a four-wheel drive Transit. But I don't think I'd buy a Mercedes. Well, I mean, they just made a gas version of a Mercedes, but I don't think I want a diesel. I think I want a gas-powered van. I don't know. But right now, I would buy another Econoline. I really enjoy my van. I'm not a Ford Hummer. I'm not a Ford guy. I just really have had a good experience with this van. My old work vans were Fords, were a Ford Econoline. They lasted forever. This thing has been going on 3 years with zero mechanical problems, minus a few little minor hiccups like it needed a spark plug coil and a broke the leaf spring. No big deal. But yeah, I'd buy another Econoline though. Like one with no rust and like little kilometers. So it'd be like a fresh, brand new home for me. A hobo and his dog 2024 Transit all-wheel drive. See, and they're appealing, man. They're very appealing. So who knows, though? But as of right now, it's probably going to be 5 years before, or 3 years at a minimum, before I ever look into getting another van. I'm going to ride this one out until it falls apart. Literally falls apart. But we'll see what happens, because who knows what's going to be out in 5 years. But as of right now, I'm really digging my Econoline. Marco, do I follow other van lifers on YouTube? I do follow them, but I don't follow them. I subscribe to a bunch of them, but I'm not really big on watching a lot of van-related content on YouTube. It's never really been a thing for me. So I do check up on everybody. Like I'll go through and I'll check up on other van dwellers. Like I don't know, like Trent and Alley, or like, I don't know, like all those guys. Like, I always check up on them to see what everybody's doing.
Whistler
where
Brown,
everybody's
bro.
going. But I don't like to watch van life channels for the reason that I don't want the content that they're putting out to affect what I put out. So just say I happen to watch everybody's YouTube videos and they're all talking about these subjects. I don't want to happen to be doing videos on those subjects because I just watched a video by them and it's been on my mind, and then all of a sudden I wake up, run my camera, and I end up talking about what they talked about. So I like to just do my own thing, produce whatever I feel like I want to produce, because it feels natural to me not to be influenced by other van lifers. Do you know what I mean? That makes sense? I think that's what keeps me real to me, because I don't get influenced by others. It keeps me doing what I want to do. And I always learned that about my DJ career as well too. The whole life I spent behind the turntables was just like, you just got to do you. You got to not focus on what other club DJs are doing. You just got to be yourself. And when you be yourself, you become unique in who you are when you're not influenced by others. It's good to have people that influence you to get started, but once you get started, those influences have to go, and you just got to just do you 100%. So, and I'm also not big on watching somebody else live in a van. I enjoy them once in a while. Like when I click on those videos, I do enjoy watching them, but it's pretty rare. Like you can, I more enjoy content that's been highly edited. I enjoy people that put in time into their videos. Like the just simple run and gun ones with just the camera in front of their face, I'm not a big fan of. I enjoy it when someone's put some their creative heart into it. To me, that inspires me, you know what I mean? What are my thoughts on weed? Do I like it? Honestly, I've never been a weed guy. It's never been a thing for me. Never. Do you know if you... Thanks for the super chat, by the way. The reader, thanks for the super chat. Do you know if you crack open a beer, you could have... The reader, thanks for the super chat. That was funny. Do you know if you crack open a beer, we could have a social distancing cold one with you? Absolutely. If you guys want to crack a beer together? Yeah? Okay, give me a second. I gotta mute this. I have to take a piss. I'm muting this. I'm going to go take a pee. I'm going to shut my divider curtain because I don't want the cars driving by to see me drinking a beer. I will be right back. You guys still there? Okay, I gotta go back there and get a beer. Woohoo! Not a bad looking place, huh? Woohoo! I'm back. Oh. All right. Nice to see you guys waited for me. Thanks for waiting. All right, guys, let's have ourselves a. Hold on a second. What time is it where you're at? You guys are in a country that's before noon. You're not allowed to drink beer together. So this is called Hard Day Northwest IPA from Red Truck Brewing in Vancouver. Why am I out of breath from doing that? All right, CST Gaming. Why not a small motorhome? That is a good question. I would never want to live in a RV, motorhome, whatever you want to call it, because of parking. I don't care if it's small enough, it's still going to be too wide or too tall for some towns' city limits. I enjoy having a van, even though it's a short roof, it doesn't matter to me. I enjoy having a van because I can park this thing anywhere. There's no parking restrictions besides the ones that say don't park there after a certain amount of time. But other than that, I'm not an RV guy. And I think it takes the right kind of person to live in an RV. And I've known so many people that have purchased RVs and end up selling the RVs and going into a van because of the ease of mobility around towns. So, but that's the difference though between van life and RV life. There's a lot of sacrifices we all have to make to adapt to everything. But I think the people in the RVs have a lot more adapting to do than I do. So because I can slide into any parking lot anywhere, right? Like I can pull up to a hospital, no big deal. If you're in an RV, you can't. You can't park an RV in a hospital property because they don't fit. So stuff like that. Like Class B, different story. Class B is still considered a van. But yeah, I've never been a fan. Richie Jones! How's that for a shout out? Danny just gave you one too, Richie Jones. A hobo dog. So I'm curious why you don't mount your spare tire on the roof rack and give some ground clearance. Because I don't have, all I have is 2 bars on the roof rack. I have no way to mount that tire. That's the thing about having the 2-bar system is you would now have to do a rack system to be able to bolt and actually bolt down your tire to the roof. It'd be different if I had a platform, I could put it up there, bungee it down, but then I don't want to have the risk of something bolting. I think if I were to ever put my tire on the roof, it would have its own brackets, at least 2 bolts going through, I could bolt it, and the tire would stay there. But I think when money permits, I'd like to get the tire out from underneath the van just to give me that extra few inches and put it on the back door. So I think if I ever put bigger tires on my van and rims, I would put it on the back door at that point in time. But as of right now, it's just not in my budget. Because right now to put like a nice set of good chunky KO2 tires in my van is like $1,200 Canadian. And I just can't swing that. We just finished putting money into lifting my suspension. So maybe after this summer, or if for some weird reason that I can't travel outside of BC and my summer travel stopped, maybe I'll do my rims and tires soon. But as of right now, that ain't gonna be happening. But when it does happen, I will be moving my spare tire, right? Because the spare tire will buy me up about another 2 inches more clearance in the ass end of this thing. Sheboygan. Ronnie, hello from Sheboygan. I had a hard time pronouncing Sheboygan. What a cool name. Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Is it Wisconsin or Wisconsin? Donnie, how was you introduced to van life? How was I introduced to van life? I found it by fluke. That's it. Literally, I found it by fluke. I bought this van, went out for a few days in it, and I found it by fluke. Just one of those things where I'm like, I can live in my van. Say, what? Is that thing? Yeah, very true. Easy. Well, my comment there is easier to climb under the van to get the spare tire than climb up. Very true. But in 2.5, I've had my van now for, I don't remember how long I've had it for now. Anyway, 2.5 years I've been living in this thing, just about 3 years. And I've never once needed my spare tire. So if you really look at it, for the one time you're going to have that problem, I wouldn't care if I had to go up to my roof, unbolt it, and throw it down. It wouldn't bother me. But it's better to have get out from underneath my van because it gives me more clearance. I've dragged my spare tire is underneath the back of the van, and there's been many times going up hills in the backcountry where I just dragged that tire across the ground. And every time I read a comment and something comes up, I'm like, oh, I forgot there was a comment back there I wanted to comment on it. So sorry, you guys. I love you guys. Thanks for your time for writing down comments. I'm sorry I'm not getting to them all. Ninth Element Adventure Life says, watch Chrome's playlist. I have a binge watch it all for his whole story from the beginning. There is some incredible videos back there, you guys. So if you're home because of this whole coronavirus garbage and you're on lockdown, go watch that playlist. There are so many good videos back there. I even find myself sometimes digging back and going watching those old videos because there's some, I'm gonna watch them, I'm like, I did that? Me? It's pretty cool. There's some pretty amazing stuff back there, guys. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Isabel from Quebec, thank you for the super chat. Sorry you can't come to Vancouver. Sorry you can't fly. It really sucks. That's okay. You're better to be in Quebec than to be in Vancouver anyway. Quebec's a pretty beautiful place. Isabel, thank you for the super chat. Super great of you. Old gringo, I'm finally awake when you're alive. Get down to Florida someday. Someday, when I'm bored of Canada, I'll be coming down to the U.S. Matt Vanner, seeing Disco makes me cry. Disco forever. You got that right, man. He was such a lovable bulldog. So if you never had the chance to meet my old bulldog, Disco, please go back and watch that playlist. He was a total sweet boy. Well, like, Cruz, you're a sweet boy too. But you're really sweet, Cruz.
Checkmas.
Cruz, people are saying hi to you, buddy. I'm going to scroll back a little bit. I'm going to scroll back 3 scrolls. 1, 2, 3. It only lets me go back 3 scrolls. I don't know how old these chats are. I just want to cover some of these that I missed. I feel so sorry for missing you guys. You think a very small... Okay, hold on. Bob's Adventures. You think a very small sink you may add? Never. I will never put a sink in my van. There's never been a single day in my van life journey so far that I'm like, man, I wish I had a sink. Not once. I think for me, a sink would be a giant waste of counter space or space. Some people are different. I know van dwellers that love their sinks. It's just never been a piece of my van that I needed one. If I need a sink, I make a sink. I take a large little bowl or a little tub and I put some water in it and I make a sink out of it. But for the most part, it's just me. So if I eat, I just have a spray bottle with some soap in it. I spray my plates down and I wipe it all off and clean them all up and throw them away. I've never needed a sink. But that's the thing about van life, though, is everybody's going to need different things. So what I need or don't need might be different for you guys. That's what makes this whole thing so great. So I think a lot of people do their research on stuff and they always look for that right answer. There's no right answer to anything. You just get in here and it's an experiment. You'll figure it out in due time. It's like, I have a video coming out from Ray Outfitted, my friends Madison and Rainer. And I love putting them in videos. It's great to have them share their knowledge with you guys. And it also gives...
Alright, just got past Vancouver. We're coming into Whistler. There's a bike park or a ski park, depending on what time it is. This is what we got going on. Very beautiful, beautiful scenery. Oh my gosh. Canada's weird, by the way. It's fuck Canada. Go America. Yeah. Go America. Yeah. I'm sure we'll get these same views over in Alaska. Hey. So, just got out of Vancouver. Very confusing city. Looked pretty cool. Still, Portland seemed to be the city that you'd want to go visit, you know? But, this again, very beautiful area. See if we can get you around this corner over here. Man, these kilometer things too are fucking me up, man. Like straight fucking me. Like 80 kilometers? Alright, I'm doing 80. You know? Like, gosh. There we go. Here's the views. little rainbow in there. Pretty cool. Yay! So, just got out of Vancouver. Very confusing city. You know I don't care. Canada is weird, eh? Canada is weird. Canada is weird. Canada is weird.
Me a break from putting my face on camera for a day, but we just did a video on